so I can post it. All right, we are ready to get going. All right, let me do a couple of things. So first off, let me show you guys here. This is what we're making. I'm gonna do the star. But as I was doing this, I know it looks complicated, but it's really not. So we're gonna put these together. I'm gonna show you that. But I wanted to show you doing it with paper, and I haven't, there we go. Haven't cleaned this one up yet, but I wanted to show you with paper and with a smaller number of spokes to show you what you can do, and then just to start getting your mind working. So this is cardstock. So I'm going to just do this one first. We'll do it quick, and then we'll move to the reed. So Judy, I think you're going to weave, I heard. Let's see. Anne, are you going to weave tonight?
I am with reed.
Okay, excellent. Somebody else joined. Susan, are you going to weave?
I'm working on a market basket, but I'm listening and watching your instruction.
Okay, great. Let's see, Nicole, I see you on. I don't see you, but I see you on. Are you there? Get your audio going.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. Now I do. I hear you, Mary. Hi, welcome. Nicole says she's going to weave as well. All right. All right, let me clear my mess here, and I apologize. I am running behind tonight, but we're here, and that's what matters. So welcome. I love doing these. All right, let me get the reed out of the way, and we're going to start with paper. So these, I call them Carolina stars. I've seen them called Scandinavian stars. I don't know if you guys have heard them by any other names, but lots of names. But
Snowflakes.
Snowflakes. Okay, snowflake stars, all that stuff. But tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to start with one with paper. So we're going to start with one that's like this. So this one I did, I couldn't find any of my Christmas cardstock, but I had this little book. It's lots of purple. Surprise. It is 6x6 sheets, which work really great for doing the smaller stars. So I did this one, but it had, the paper has the white background, right, instead of the color on front. And so then I took 2 pieces of this paper, and I used some Elmer's spray adhesive. You can get it at like Hobby Lobby or Michael's or any of those kinds of craft places. It's just spray. It gets tacky. You can use it to put stuff together to adhere, to stay, or you can spray 2 pieces and let them dry a little bit and then put them together, but then you can take them apart. So kind of like Post-it note stuff. So you can use it for a couple different ways. So that's what that is. So I took 2 pieces of paper out of this little pad, and I sprayed them together. And then I used my paper cutter to just cut them into 1/2-inch strips. So now they're pretty on both sides. So when we put them together, it'll be good. All right, so let me move this over here. I see a couple more people have joined. Awesome. Let's see. I see Marie and Paula. You guys, welcome. So I said I'm going to start tonight with paper, and try to get all my cords out of the way, and then get this, and we're going to bring this in. Oh, that's why. There we go. My plug came unplugged. All right, let's bring that there. Let's turn the light on. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to take this view. Maybe. Come on. No, That's not what I want. I want to spotlight it. Okay. So I should have changed your view so that you're seeing my table in my hands. Is everybody seeing that?
Yes.
Yes, excellent. All right. So I'm going to start the smaller one. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Whoops. Where'd the rest of them go? Sorry, guys. I'm just looking. I lost a couple here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Well, shoot. Sorry, guys. I'm looking. I lost a couple pieces.
What?
I lost a couple pieces. All right. Well, we're going to start and I will show you. So we're going to
He said
start with
that
3.
probably the third one will be born before or right at the time he gets home, but he's hoping to be there for the fourth one. He said that
Whoever's
FaceTime
talking,
him.
can you go on mute? Thanks. All right. So we're going to start. I'm going to do this one first. If you want to do this with Reed, you can do it too, but we're going to do the first one with 3, and then we're going to do the bigger one, this one, that's going to have 5 going both ways. Okay. All right. Crash and burn. All right. So I'm going to take 1 and just fold it in half to mark my center. So fold it, and then I'm going to open it back up, and I'm going to lay it down, and I'm going to take another one and do the same thing. I'm going to fold it in half, mark my center so that I can do that. So when you're working with paper, you need to glue these. When we get to the reed, we don't need to glue the first part. You just need to glue when we make the ends of them. So fold in half, fold in half. I am using just some tacky glue. Close, some tacky glue. I also have used the purple that goes to clear. I like purple, and that's why I bought it at first, but I really do like this glue. It goes on, it dries clear, and it's good, but the tacky glue dries a little faster. And so we're going to start with that. So a little bit of tacky glue. I'm just going to put a dot right on where I folded it in half. Give me 1 second. I'm going to bring this down just a little bit. Maybe. All right. Excuse me for a second while I move this. There we go. Try not to make anybody nauseous. All right, that's a little bit better. A little better. All right, so I have a drop of glue right on the middle, and I'm going to take my other one that I bent in half to get the center, and I'm just going to lay it on top, and I'm going to make an X, basically, or a plus sign. Okay. So with this one, we're only going to do 6. So we're going to do 3 in one direction and 3 in the other direction. So, and we're going to leave about a, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch or so in between. So I'm going to just put another dab of glue here. And I'm going to put one on this side just while I've got the glue out. So this one going up and down is under the one going across. So I'm just putting these on and lining up the ends. I'll stick that on. Yeah, about 1/8. And we'll do this one. Put it on. Again, I'm lining up the ends and then just putting them on. I'm just going to hold that for a second. The tacky glue sticks fairly quickly. All right, let me just pull up. Okay, so we have the X or the cross to start, and then the two that go on each side. And then we're just going to weave the ones going horizontally, just over under. Again, line up the ends. So this one went on top and under and on top, opposite of what this one was. And then I'm going to just put a little glue there. And put a little glue over here. Is anybody woven with paper?
Yes,
Yes. Anybody else?
I use the craft paper tape
Yeah.
that like you use for the reindeer.
Okay. Yep. Yep. Like the craft tape,
Yeah,
craft bond or something like that.
I don't know what
Right.
it's called.
All right. Cardstock's really fun to weave with. Watercolor paper is really fun to weave with. All right, I'm going to put this one in on here, and it's going to go over, under, over. So I'm just going to lift up that one and
Tape measure
move it up
further if you need
close.
it.
And then put some glue on. Let me get some dab there and a dab there. All right. And move that up. And when you're making these, regardless of what you're making them out of or what size you're making them out of, the big thing you want to do is make sure that this area, the woven area, is square. And let me grab that tape measure.
Yeah, probably in the fridge, it's full. Help yourself.
All right, so this is about 1 3/4 and it's a little bit bigger. So I'm just gonna scooch that just a little bit. Okay, so that's the first step. The first step is just weaving over, under, make the X, and then add in your additional spokes on both sides. Any questions about that? No? All right. Next is the fun part. So now you take it and rotate it so that you have an X. Okay. And the only decision you have to make on this one that has, you know, we've got stuff on both sides, you can see, is what do you want to be your, this one here, what do you want to be showing on the center and what do you want to be showing on your curly cues? So if we look at like these, we've got the white coming up underneath here, but since we have color on both sides of this, we just need to make that decision. Okay, so I'm going to turn it so it's more like an X. And once we've got it turned, we are going to take this one on the left and this one on the right, and we're going to make the point. So I am going to pick it up and you're going to twist it so that you're seeing the other side. I'm going to put a dab of glue on that while we got it there. Then we're going to take this one on the right. I'm going to twist it towards the other one. And I'm going to put them together so that the ends the ends are squared up. Put a clip on this, and then take my fingers away, and I'm gonna hold it up nice and close. So the ends are squared up. You have a dab of glue on them, and it makes the point. I think this is the trickiest part. Now, if you, I'm going to just go to the other side and show you. Now, if I had wanted the other side showing, instead of coming up like this, you could fold it down and down and make your point that way. So either way, doesn't matter, but I just wanted to show you both. But we started this way, so.
Got it in the garage?
This one outside. By the hose, like this generally.
I want to know what's in the garage, you guys. All right, so I folded this one up so I can see the underneath side. I'm taking the one on the right. I'm gonna fold it, point that end towards that, and then I'm going to marry them up so that the flat end here and the flat end there all come together and make a point. Put the clip on it. I'm going to come up nice and close. I'm using 1/2 inch here. I've also done them with reed and with paper with 1/4 inch and made smaller ones. You can make 1 inch ones and make really big ones. 1/2 inch just is a really nice size, I think, for these. So again, one on the left, curl it over so I see the back side, the one on the right, curl it over, marry them up so that the flat ends meet up, and put a clip on it. All right, then we have one more. So again, that one comes up, flip it over so you see the back side, dab the glue, take the right one, flip it towards that one, spread the glue around a little bit, there we go, and then marry the ends up. Okay. It's good to have a like a wet one handy when you're using glue. And there, so that's it. That is the basics. So I'm just going to leave that one. Any questions on that? Okay. All right. I'm going to put this one off to the side and I'm going to go ahead and start with the reed. I wanted you guys to get the basic idea. And you make 2 and then we put them together. So I'll show you that with the reed, but I think the doing them with paper, doing them with 3, you can make some really cute ornaments. All right. So now we're going to go on and make this bad boy. So when I said you make 2 and put them together, I haven't attached these together yet because I wanted to take them apart and show you guys. So let me just, I'm going to take it apart. So this one I tried pretty quick today. And so I used some stuff called, it's called white Gorilla Glue. And it is white. It's clear when you put it on, but it turns white. So you guys can see here some oozing that happened. But it dries really quick. So that's what I'm going to use tonight to demo with you guys. Wood glue works really well on this, and that's what I would recommend doing. Okay, so now I've got this bad boy part. So here's one. Turn it that way. Here's one we got, and then we had a second one. And then we put them together and made the pretty snowflake. So this one, instead of just doing one twist and turn, we're gonna do 2 twist and turn. Okay. So if you have your reed, we're gonna start with 10. You want them damp. They don't need to be, super soaked, but you want them damp. And if you have a spoke weight, that's handy. Do that. All right. Spoke weight. All right. So we're going to lay out 5 spokes horizontal, and we're going to line. There we go. We're going to line the ends up. All right. Who else has started making holiday decorations? Anybody? No?
Does it matter right side up, right side down?
Say that again.
Does it matter if the right side's up or the right side's down? What?
So I did them with the right side down, the rough side up, because when I twisted the ends, I came this way, and then the bottom is what's actually going to show on the snowflake, star, whatever you want to call it. So
Got it.
rough side up and doing. And let me show you again with these. So with these are probably closer to a 1/2 inch apart ish, maybe slightly less than 1/2 inch. So when we go to weave, again, you want to make sure your ends are lined up. Is that lined up? Okay. Behave yourself. Okay. And about a spoke width apart if you're using the 1/2 inch. So, all right. I'm gonna swap these two because that's got a little bit of a curve, and we'll just use that. We got to do it. Okay. All right. Everybody with me so far?
Yes.
Yes, yes. Okay. All right. Good question, Judy, by the way. Thank you. All right. So then you do need your center. What did I just do with my tape measure? Oh, you guys, I am not at my best tonight. All right. I'm just going to do a little mark on this. I just folded it in half. I'm just going to do a little mark so I know the center. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Just going to mark the center just so we can, we don't lose our center while we do this. Okay. Okay. All right. So this is just over, under. So I'm going to, and I don't think it matters if you start under or you start over. At least I've done it both ways and it doesn't seem to matter. So that's a good thing. Okay. So first one in the middle, I had my middle mark there and my middle mark on this one so I can keep my center. And then you're going to weave 2 to the right and 2 to the left. And you're just going to weave over, under, and opposite of each other. And again, you just want to line up your ends. And I'm gonna get everything woven and then we'll kind of finagle and make all our squares equal. And again, rough side up. About a spokes width apart. About. All right. So I have two to the right of my center. And now I'm going to put 2 to the left. You can either just weave on the left side or you can turn it around, whichever is more comfortable for you. So our goal is to have 5 going horizontal and 5 going vertical. All right, there we go. All right. And you want all your little holes to be, you know, about the same size. All right, let me get a different tape measures. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right. So I am about 4.5. And 4.5. And then to see if you're square, if you measure, actually I'm going to measure with millimeters from corner to corner, and then corner to corner, they should be the same. Oops, sorry. So I'm like 16 there, and I am 16 there. So that's pretty square. So that's what you want. You want to have all your squares be pretty equal. You want your spacing widthwise and north and south or height wise to be the same. And if you measure diagonally, corner to corner and corner to corner, you want those to be the same. All right. So I can't see everybody tonight just because of my setup. So if you have questions, just shout them out for me. And if you're weaving along, just let me know when you're good with your base. All right. Well, while everybody's working, let me tell you a couple of things. So it just came off of KBA, Kentucky Basket Association. All right, Nicole's good. Thank you, Nicole. She's having some audio issues, so. But we just came off of KBA, had a wonderful convention in Somerset, Kentucky. We had some great teachers, some awesome students. And I think everybody had a pretty good time. I'm tired. So that's probably why I'm a little off tonight. I'm a little bit tired from all of that, but pretty exciting. We got our new board elected. So I get to step down from president to be past president, which is wonderful as well. All right, the thing says not charging again. All right, you guys. Let's see, let's try that one. Not charging. All right, let me check the other end of this plug.
I'm good, Laura Lee.
You're good? All right, we're gonna try that. Sorry, I lost my light, but my iPad was getting low and I had to switch over. All right, that looks like it's charging now. Okay. All right, anybody need me to wait or are you guys good to go to the next step?
I'm good.
Good. All right, let's do it. Anybody who's still doing it, you can obviously go back on the replay and look at that. All right, so I turned it so that it's an X now. I'm looking at the X's. I'm gonna grab my glue. Get my glue undone here. All right. All righty. So we are going to start the same way. We're going to take the one on the left and we're going to bend it up and over. And one of the reasons I wanted to show you with the paper was so that you could see the two sides, because I think sometimes that's easier. All right, I'm going to put a dab of glue on the end here. I'm going to take the one on the right. I'm going to turn it so that the ends marry up and it makes a point. I'm gonna put a clip on it.
Now, Laura Lee, we did not glue the base, correct?
I did not glue anything on the base.
Thank you.
When I did the paper, I definitely glued just because it was the 3 and it needed a little more stability in the base before we started pulling on it. But with the reed, at least with this size, I didn't glue. What I will say is if it's really starting to, if it gets fidgety on you, you can put clips on the corners. Like you could put clips here while you're, on the corners while you're working with the other things to hold everything. If that doesn't work and it's just giving you some fits, then so you could do clips. If it's giving you fits, then by all means go ahead and put some glue on. This is a project where glue is not a 4-letter word. All right, so we did the first one. It's just like the paper, but now we're oh, sorry, go ahead. I heard a question.
Yes, it's Susan. Does it matter which of the 2 pieces go on top when you're gluing that corner?
It does not.
The end, when you make the nice
At
point.
the end here. Yeah,
There,
it
yeah.
does not, but be consistent.
Okay.
It doesn't matter, but be consistent just to have a nice look. I've been taking the ones on the left first, putting the glue on, and then adding the right. That's just for me being consistent. All right, I'm gonna stick a clip right there so it does not move. All right, so now we're gonna take the next 2 spokes, so the one on the left and the one on the right, and we want this one. I'm gonna just stick it in here and stick it in here. We want this one. Try to get this hand out of the way. There we go. We want this one to be inside of the first one that we did. And I don't have a way to say like, make sure it is 1 inch or 1.5 inches but I'm just kind of eyeing it. And I want it, if you want to think about it, these ends are going to get cut off. So this is your point right here. So your point's going to be right here. So I just kind of eye it and figure out where I want it. I try to make sure both pieces that are sticking out are about the same. So let me pull it on top for a second here. All right. So you can see. So we're doing the same thing. I pulled the left, I pulled the right. I want to make sure that the length between the end and where it's crossing over and the length and when it's crossing over is about the same. And then I'm going to glue this one. So I'm just going to mark it with my thumb. I'm going to put a little bit of glue. And then I'm going to put this one back on. Look, stick a clip on it. Okay. It's going to go inside here. I'm going to just tuck this down in so you can get the visual. So that's what we're going for. We're going to have 2 points. Let me show you the original one. Okay. Side, there we go. So ignore the white, but that's what we're going for, is the 2 points. So see, this one I did opposite. That was my bad. Let me show you this point instead. There we go. Be consistent. Do as I say, not as I did. So ignore the white glue. I'll get all that off, but that's what we're going for. We're just looking for a little bit of space in between. So we're having 2 points. All right. We're going to let it dry, and then we're going to come back and we're going to cut those off. All right. I'm going to do a full turn and do the one opposite the one that I just did. So again, I'm taking the first one, coming up, folding it over, taking the one on the right, bringing it up. I'm going to fold it over and we're going to meet. So get a little bit of glue on the end. And when you're doing these, so let's talk about some of the things that you can do. So marry up the ends and put a clip on it. You could do these with like, thinking about recycling. You could do it with like cereal boxes or that kind of a box, cut it into strips, and then you could spray paint them. They're beautiful with that, that white glittery spray paint. I'm sure there's a more proper name, but that's what I'm thinking. So you could spray paint them. You can take the reed ones, you can, dye them. You can stain them, sorry, I didn't mean dye, stain them to, bring out different colors, different kinds of stain. There's the white stain if you want to make snowflakes. You could do just a, like an oak stain or a walnut stain. All of those are really beautiful. All right, same thing again. Now I've got the second one here. I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to pull this one up. I'm going to eye it about where I want it. Keeping about the same length. I'm going to use my thumb and just mark where I'm doing it. Add a little glue. Put it on. And put a clip on it. All right. Any questions about doing the 2? All right, same thing. We're gonna do all 4 corners. So flipping that one up. Put in some glue. The other thing I was going to say as you are gluing these, if you glue it and something doesn't stay, just add some more glue on and reclip it and let it dry. All right. And then the second one, we're going to pull it up, figure out where we want it. That's off. All right. So we have equal amounts. I'll mark it with my thumb. Put some glue on. Put it back together. Put a clip on it. All right, we got one more. I'm gonna flip it around. One on the left. We're gonna flip that up. Add a little glue. Flip the other one. Marry the corners to make it the point. And put a clip on it. You guys getting tired of that? Bend it. All right, last one. All right, same thing. We're gonna measure it up there. Mark it. And put it together and put a clip on it. Okay. All right, let me set that just aside for a second. I'm gonna bring the other one back so I could show you. Actually, keep that one there. Put that one there. All right. So once they are dry, and depending what kind of glue, if you're using wood glue, they may have to sit a little bit. You make a second one. So you make the first one, you make your second one. And then the next steps are, we need to get our points on this, the second one that we did. So by the way, we need to come through and trim them up. So I'm just using my scissors and cutting along this spoke coming up. I'm going to cut this piece off. And then I'm going to flip it. Oops, flip it a little bit. And then I'm going to use this spoke as my guide, and I'm going to cut it off. And now we have 2 points. Okay.
But we're gonna do that after we dry, right?
You could do it after dry. It depends if your clips are good and you want to try it. Up to you. I'm going to go ahead and clip these. This white. Oops. All right, you guys, my battery's not staying. All right, not sure what is going on here. Why isn't that charging? All right. All right. We might get cut off, you guys. For some reason, my stuff is not charging and my batteries are low, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna trim them because I want to show you how to put them together. So I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna trim all 4. All right. Okay. So this glue I'm using is pretty good. I'll give that one more second here. All right. When you have 2 made, get these clips off. And things are dry. Yeah, all right. Well, we're going to pretend that there aren't clips on this so I can show you. So you have one that's completed that is just how you did it with the base down, the good side is down, and your points are up. You're going to take your second one and you're going to lay it on top and put your points over the straight pieces. So we're going to lay it on top. Let me just lay it there first. So it's opposites. Let me pull it off again. So where the straight pieces are on your bottom one, we flipped it over so the good side's showing now, and we're going to put our points over where the straight pieces are. And then we're gonna take our straight pieces and pull them up and come through the points. So we're gonna do that for the bottom ones. They're gonna come up, and for the straight pieces that are on top, we're gonna bend them, and those are gonna go through as well. So you'll go around and put all of the straight pieces into the points. And they're going through both points on this one. Now you can make these just like we did the paper ones with just 3 and just 1 point. All right, so once you have all of the points together, you get to glue again. So I wanted to get to that part and just show you. So for the piece that's coming through, you're going to line it up to the point. So the ends will be sticking over. Going to put another dab of glue on your point. And you're going to lay that there. And then let me just show you, right? So you're going to lay it so there's going to be a little bit of reed showing. Again, once it dries, then you just trim that up to get your point a nice point. But this is the next step, is you glue all of the straight pieces into the points.
Laura
So-
Lee, you just glue the one tip, the far tip, not the second one that you
Correct.
that one doesn't get glued.
It doesn't need to. Now,
Okay.
if I'll just say, I usually don't. Doesn't mean that you can't. So if it's
Yeah.
not lining up and it's, if it's off a little bit and you want to glue it, please glue it.
Okay.
But I've just been gluing the tips. All right. And then I'm just going to kind of put it there, but that's it. So you're going to glue all the straight pieces, and then you can attach, let me get that piece. So that was on the glues. You can run some twine or ribbon or something around that so that you can hang them. They're really pretty hanging on a wall. They're really pretty hanging a bunch of them in a row, especially if you want to make snowflakes and use white or that sparkly iridescent paint on them. They're just are stunning. That could be a tree topper. There's enough room in one of the holes, it could become a tree topper. So a lot of different things that you could do with it. A lot of different materials that you could use. I said you could use cardstock. You could use, you can make these with fabric if you put it's interfacing in between 2 pieces of fabric and cut fabric strips. You can make them out of fabric. And I said, size-wise, you're good. Now, the other thing I will just tell you guys, and I don't want to confuse everybody tonight because I want you to learn one technique, but there's a couple different ways you could fold these as well. This is probably the most common way. And it gives you, I think it gives you a really nice doing. I've done these out of ash strips or maple strips. Those are absolutely stunning. Obviously that material is a lot more expensive than reed or paper, so you can do that. All right, I think I'm going to call it for tonight because my battery is about dead and it's for some reason not charging. I'm gonna, let me see, remove the spotlight so I can see folks. All right, any questions?
No, but
Yeah.
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Fun.
Thank you. I will see if you guys have other ideas. Let me know. Post your pictures when you're done. I'd love to see them. I'd love to see what creativity you guys come up with. You guys can use colored reed as well. They're pretty in reds and greens and browns and whatever whatever you can
Purple.
think of. I can't wait to see it. All right,
Thank-
well, have a
thank you.
great, you're welcome. Have a great week. Hopefully we'll see you next week on Monday Night Meetup. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, look at Susan. Oh, beautiful Susan. She did red and I, oh, that looks awesome.
Yeah.
Good job.
I also did paper. Yeah.
Oh.
That one's little paper, but I used 1/4 inch.
1/4 inch works. It
Half
size-
inch looks a whole lot easier to work with.
Um, I think it's good. It's big though, right? It's probably, how big is it? It comes out about 15 inches.
Woo.
So
Okay.
it's big,
Okay.
right? It's big.
Yeah, my,
so, yeah,
this
so you
reed
guys
one
can-
is 10.5,
Okay,
Yeah.
and that's 1/4 inch?
1/4 inch.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So there you, so it said.
I'm
now
gonna
it's-
have to try it with
you're-
1/2 inch, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
good. Thank you. I loved listening to it because I was guessing my way through it.
Well,
and I wanted
great,
to know how someone else did it for real.
awesome. All right,
Okay.
well, thanks,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Mary. Nice to see you.
Thanks for organizing everything for KBA. That was lovely.
You're very welcome. Glad you had a good time. Yeah. All
Bye.
right, we'll see you guys next week. Take care.